Today I want also show your vision that these young women and men of this church, my daughter and my granddaughter, along with my support, my wife's prayers, we're designing our own nation, our own infrastructure. And at last, I'd like to call for the cooperation from all African Americans, even those who are conceited, to rethink their strategy. People like maybe another 5 minutes. People like Charles Rango of New York, with all the crime he had there, all the unemployment, he is calling for the draft to fight wars that we had nothing to do with. We're calling for Mr. John Lewis. Those have been in Congress 25, 30 years, who have made a good living. Their children has been educated. Their homes are paid for, to step down and retire and come to the side of the poor and outcast people. And let's put together a group of people from Washington, from California, from all over this country to save our people. And in so doing, with Republicans and Democrats and independents, we could save the United States more than $3 trillion in the period of 25 years. Why build more prisons? Why increase the police on our streets? I want to say this. I have never seen so many police overarmed with pepper spray, with handcuffs, with plastic ropes, and you name it. They got I seen one wearing suspenders because they had so many weapons on, he couldn't hold his pants up. Had 2 guns. We're not your enemy, we've been your friends. We are the one that educate you. As the brother sung the song, if God bless America, why have you treated our people so mean? And our mothers have left their children home crying. Their children go to jail when they grow up. I have this picture here, and I cannot look over it. My aunt dropped out of school in a very early age, went to New York, and she worked for the rich white people, cleaning their houses, watching their children. A single parenting woman named Sarah Rodgers. It's my aunt, my father's sister. And by not having the time to educate her children, to send them to school, her son got on drugs and died. And her daughter got on alcohol and she died. So I had to be like her son. My aunt Sarah had to bury both of her children. So when she died, there was no one to bury her but her nephews. That's why we're saying tonight, America, we've been good to you. And tonight, while my daughter's reading for me, because I am also a victim of child labor. When I was an infant, I was in cotton fields when the buses was running going to school. I was in white people catching cotton fields. I was in their corn fields. I was cropping their tobacco. So I didn't have the opportunity to go to school like some others did. But I thank God tonight for giving me wisdom. I drove their trucks across the country while they educate their children. I worked in their factories in New York. I run the night shifts while they educate their children. So we're saying, America, we have been good to you. For those who hear my message and my voice tonight, I would like for the whole world to raise $100 million to help us purchase our first ship. There was a meeting in California in 1996 or 1994, the DNC primary, and there was a question raised by the Honorable Magic Johnson. And he said in this, where do we go from here? T.D. Jakes was there, Al Sharpton, Cornel West, all the political leaders and religious leaders were there, but no one had an answer. And recently, there was a book came out by Tavis Smiley. Where do we go from here? The answer is, we have a place to go. We need you to get back on board, African Americans. I also want to say tonight that recently I watched the news and Hillary Clinton running for president, and that was a black lady, blacker than I was, and she was so happy showing all of her teeth. Well, I'm for Hillary. I belong to the feminist movement. This is what's wrong with our people. We are for everybody but our own. And I want to say tonight, if Moses would have been African American, they'd have still been in Egypt. But Moses was not a conceited person. Moses was a prominent person. And as I go back to reiterate on the prominence of this country, of this world, leaders from every country come here and represent their country. But as Malcolm X had said, only African Americans will not become prominent. The Mexicans, look out for the Mexicans. The Jews, look out for the Jews. The Greeks, look out for the Greeks. Italian, look out for the Italians. The Puerto Ricans, look out for the Puerto Ricans. We are the only people that has been forsaken by our government, by our laws, by our presidents, by our judges, by our own religious leaders, by our political leaders. There's no one to help us. So we're crying out tonight to the world, and we will be traveling globally. I've been to 14 different countries and 5 different continents. And everybody have a flag to fly, to represent what we poor African Americans. In my closing, my lovely daughter is going to show a vision, the vision of a new infrastructure we want to build in Africa. We don't want to go into an African development city. We want to start from scratch, from a rural area. We have carpenters that is homeless. We have bricklayers that is homeless. We have professional agricultural, professional people that are homeless. We have machinists that is homeless. We have a nation. All they need is an opportunity to go into betterment their own condition.